Peace family, we in Brooklyn. I ran into none other than the legendary Professor Griff. Professor Griff, tell the people what you talking about today. Let's talk, brother. What you dealing with today in Brooklyn?
Well, no, I'm good. I'm here in Brooklyn. How you feel, good brother? You all right? All right. Don't that brother owe me some money? But nah. But nah, I'm here in Brooklyn, traveling in the cold on the solo tip, having to make it through. But I'm coming here to talk about the code of conduct. It was a conversation. This kind of whole thing stemmed from a conversation that I had with King Simon. We were sitting back, man. We was looking at all the chaos that's going on in the greater community, but more so than that in the conscious community. And this one against this one talking about this one taking their frustration out, and you know, these two fighting, and the cracker hating us all. You understand what I'm saying? So me and King Simon decided to get together and put this on. But at the same time, we didn't realize the brother from the West did a lecture called The Code of Conduct. Do you understand what I'm saying? What's the dude that made Hidden Colors? I forgot his name. Yeah, thank you. But anyway, yeah, so we just said, so I brought that to his attention. He's just basically like, no, we need to do it anyway, because it needs to come from different perspectives. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. And I'm going to talk about the whole idea that if we're at war, as Sister Soldier said we are, then how should we be conducting ourselves? I don't care if it's on a personal level. I don't care if it's with the brotherhood. I don't care if it's with martial artists. I don't care if we just feeding the homeless, whatever it is that we're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a certain way we should conduct ourselves. As a matter of fact, the amount of pressure that the cracker put on us, it should dictate a behavior. You understand what I'm saying? We're supposed to be conscious. You understand what I'm saying? And then we got to put under the microscope the rules of engagement.
So that's powerful, and I think that that's what time we're in, and that's what was needed. So that's Tariq did it. You're doing it now. Is this something that's for Straight Black Pride movement, or is this something that you're presenting to the whole community for everyone, or is this something that's a guideline if you want to be a part of Straight Black Pride?
No. Just a guideline, period, because this is outside of the context of those of us that want to call ourselves conscious. I don't think we should have to call ourselves conscious. I think we should just be. Right. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was doing a lecture in Augusta the other night, and the brother kept calling us up, well, I am a Christian rapper. And he kept saying it, and one of the people in the audience says, why you gotta be a Christian? Why can't you just be a rapper or MC? Why you gotta put the Christian in front of it? And the brother was saying, okay, you throw Jesus' name out a couple of times and that makes you a Christian rapper? And the brother couldn't even define what that was. Do you understand what I'm saying? We should just be. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And just speak it into the divine intelligence, man. And hope it, we get a good return.
Definitely.
Just speaking with the code of conduct, Professor Griff, where do you think, the bickering back and forth between individuals when you're saying there's a bigger problem at hand when you see what's going on globally with the black community? Where do you think this comes from? This sense of I'm beefing with this dude or I'm beefing with this person over something very small and minuscule. This person may be getting more attention than me, or what's the root of all of this right here? Why do you think this is happening, Professor Griff?
Well, I think it really stems from self-hatred. Not the self-hatred, not something that we ignited and set in motion, something that was put on us. Of course, we know and understand the history of what happened on the continent in reference to tribalism. We're not even talking about that particular dynamic, because there was a barrier that separated them. If you and I speak the same language, right, we're able to communicate thoughts, ideas, expressions, what I truly meant. But I think this is what happens with us a lot of times. We had tribes on the continent that spoke different languages, but they were able to come and have a mediator come and create a peaceful environment. Here we are speaking the same damn language. Although it's a bastard language, it's still the same language. But we can't even put together enough goddamn syllables in order to communicate with the soul of us. to say that we shouldn't be arguing, bickering, and going back and forth with one another. Can you imagine? We're doing this at a critical time in history where we're getting shot down in the street. And those of us that claim that we're conscious are out fighting one another? How dare we? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm mad and I'm angry. And I'm upset with those of us that call us conscious, because guess what? This is happening on our watch.
Yes. What are the how do we hold people accountable? What are the how do you handle someone who's out of conduct? How do you handle somebody?
I'm gonna tell you a real story here. I don't know who's gonna see this, but there's a dude in there. I got introduced to him. We took a picture together, and the sister told me who he was. So I'm walking away, and it dawned on me: is this the dude that's been giving me all the lip service on YouTube? So I walked outside. Y'all see me. Got myself together. You understand what I'm saying? I walked up next to him and says, listen, mind if I talk to you for a second? I need you to check my phone number because I want to have a few words with you about some stuff that was said on YouTube, blah, 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 when this stuff was going down with the dude that did Hidden Colors. He said, okay. So he wrote my phone number down. He says, but let me clear something up with you. I don't do the YouTube stuff. He said, you talking about Jason Black. I said, oh. So you're not Jason Black? He says, no, I'm not Jason Black. I said, well, can you introduce me to him? Is he here? Can you introduce me to him? 'Cause I'm looking around now. I'm not, introduce me to him. He's like, well, nah, he's not here, man. I said, well, can you call him like right now? Let's go outside. Get him on the phone. Let me talk to him, because I wanna meet this dude. You know why? Because I'm from the old school. Before Canon T3Is and shit, before cell phones and iPads and iCondoms and all this other shit, where if you said something about somebody, you had to see them sooner or later. So I don't want to talk on the phone or nothing. I wanted to make arrangements with this dude where I can see you face to face. I'll fly to you and come see you, because I want you to be able to say to me these things that you were saying on YouTube to my face, so we can kind of either put it aside or throw them up. You understand what I'm saying? Plain and simple.
It just came to my mind, Griff, with you saying that. During the whole Drake, what's this dude, Meek Mill beef, one of the lines Drake said to Meek Mill was supposed to be the tougher of the two, and Drake is like the soft R&B dude. So one of the lines Drake said was, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Is that how it go? Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers, something like that. But the point he was trying to make was, you used to be tough, but now you're on your keyboard, banging on the keyboard. Do you think, and the reason why I posed that is because I notice social media is kind of bringing the worst out of certain individuals in terms of letting their emotions out. And you would think dudes is more composed, and then I'll just see a dude vent his whole lifeline, his whole story on Facebook or something like that. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, damn, brother, the whole world ain't need to know all of that. You could have handled that, behind the scenes. But Drake saying that to Meek Mill made me think about what you just said just now. A person that maybe 15 years ago, they wouldn't have came out like that. Because it's so convenient now, it seems as though people are letting it all out. So do you think social media is bringing the worst out of people in this generation?
No, I don't think social media is bringing the worst out. I think social media is actually giving people a medium and a vehicle to speak through. Simply because it does one or two things. Instantaneously, people around the globe can see it. And at the same time, your bitch ass can hide. Your bitch ass can hide behind a damn computer and nobody got to see you. You understand what I'm saying? And you can hide behind an IP address. You understand what I'm saying? So I forgot who said it, but social media is the best thing that ever happened to the coward. You understand what I'm saying? And that's very real, because now you're able to be something in society, but you don't have to be something in society. You understand what I'm saying? And that's very real, because back in the day, cats that had problems with me, they ran up on me and we had to talk about it. Plain and simple. But what it does for me as the person that you running up on, it makes me a better man. Because then I know the next thing that come out of my mouth, I better have it straight. Or regardless whether I win, lose, or draw, the dude gonna confront me. You understand what I'm saying? Plain and simple. And then bigger than that, Brother Rich, do I even care about myself, my immediate family, and then the whole entire black family? You understand what I'm saying? We have to care, because even with this, if I say the wrong thing and this go out and millions of people and thousands of people see this, you understand what I'm saying? I may say something that may trigger somebody, that may cause some damage to somebody I don't even know. So I have to be held responsible for that. You understand? It's almost like the ripple effect. You throw the rock in the pond and the ripples go out. You don't know who that's going to affect. And I want to say something to a lot of the people out there. There's a few martial artists that are in the house. You could tell who we are because we're the humblest. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to get a lot of lip service from us because we understand our potential. And we don't fight just for to wrestle around on the floor for a few minutes like you did in elementary school and somebody break it up. You understand what I'm saying? You might get a bruise and a scratch. No. If you talk to a serious martial artist, we don't play that. You either go into the hospital, the morgue, or jail. And if you go to jail, we're going to bail your ass out so you end up in the hospital or the morgue. You understand what I'm saying? But I think these people need to understand something. There's a fiber, not a fiber. There's a cloth that we're cut from that few people understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Until you've treaded that path and you understand that particular discipline that comes with brothers like that know martial arts. You understand what I'm saying? And I think people need to understand it. But this is the day and age of the 9mm. You understand what I'm saying? And it gave a lot of people, it don't take hard to squeeze no trigger. You understand what I'm saying? What takes heart, and I'm speaking this right to you, and you know who I'm talking to. It takes heart to sit down with somebody and talk it out. Break bread with that individual so you can come to some kind of reasoning. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I see you the next time, we good. You understand what I'm saying?
Do you think that in terms of, you know, the iPad generation, iPhone, like you said, iCondom, all of everything is the selfies. For those out there with children up to 12 years old, how do you think they should monitor social media, iPad? Should they give them the iPad? Should they give them the iPhone at an early age? Should they let them have a selfie stick? Should they let them on Facebook? Should they let them on Instagram with the pictures? For the parents out there that may be a little confused because they don't want to be the bad guy to their children, and they don't want to be that mean parent that doesn't let their child now have these devices that all the other kids are playing with, what advice would you give to them in terms of all the devices that are being used right now?
Well, those devices have turned into vices. But this technology is advancing so rapidly. Those of us that got to hold down jobs and hold the family together and that kind of thing, it's hard for us to even keep up. You understand what I'm saying? With what's going on with this technology. I have iPhone and Android. I'm sending out stuff on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm getting information back that's going to my email, which will end up on my website, which will end up on, and I'm like, all right, peace, good brother, travel safe. And I'm not knowing all this is happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? And Black Dot said it one time, man, you go Google something, man, you put in pencil and penis come up. And then that shit follows you wherever you go online. So you could be doing a lecture and the Wi-Fi is on, penises be coming up and whatnot. So I think, right, one of the ways I think we should monitor it. I think it's one of those kind of things. We have to take the iPad and the phone every week, man. Go through the history, go through it, and just see where they are. And once we find those things in it, that becomes the discussion right there on the spot. So if I find you on certain sites, then we have to have that talk and use that as a teachable moment. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a very real, and it's happening to all of us. I don't care if it's your nephew, your niece. You know, somebody called me this week and it was like, look, I bought them the the iPod so they can kind of learn certain things and whatever, and it's like the iPad rather, and I find them on certain sites because they're curious, because we were curious. You understand what I'm saying? But if you rear a child, not raise but rear a child in the way the child should be reared, anything that child comes across in that child on that child's path, that child instinctively knows that's not good. Do you understand what I'm saying? I made the mistake a few times and left my burner out. My son came and said, look, he know not to touch it, but daddy, yada, 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 whoopty, whoopty, whoop. You understand what I'm saying? And that's very real. But I'm telling you, man, this technology nowadays drops a seed in the child and backs up. You understand what I'm saying? Something will come along and trigger that, and you find your child on all kind of websites. Do you understand? Because of the curiosity. And we can't stop them from being curious. We just have to help, guide them. They're going to see something. We just got to do a better job at monitoring. Take it from them every week and go through it. See what they're doing. Delete the history and do whatever and see where they're going, what they're doing. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you something straight up. This is my last point on that. All these old child protective locks and codes, children be cracking that stuff in a day. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, mom's birthday is this. She married dad on that day, and blah, 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 blah. I got it. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a very real dynamic coming from a father and a grandfather.
Can you share with us some of your publications that you have?
I just released Who Stole the Souls, a comic book based on one of Public Enemy's story. My first comic book in a series that I'm going to create. The next one is The Ex-Minister to the Edge of Panic. I released a psychological covert war on hip-hop, and right now I'm in the middle of part 2, which I'm really excited about because I'm dealing with the Masonic Order, and I'm dealing with fraternities and sororities, and I'm kind of going into the church symbols and emblems and that kind of thing. So I'm covering the 9 areas of people activity that Dr. Francis Cress Welsing laid out. Acapella Revolution, of course, y'all know. Analytics. The first book I put together, Atlanta Music Biz, RIP, Resource Information Publication. But one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is the Millennium 5, which I talked to Brother Rich about probably last month. And Millennium 5 is basically an aggregation tool which will allow artists to empower themselves and actually get paid in the music industry. I'm going to go over that tonight. And hopefully people will pay attention, because there's a wealth of talent out there that we're not tapping into. There's a brother, just to prove what I'm talking about. There's a Damien Escobar. Yo, this brother brought tears to my eyes. I don't even know you, Damien. If you're watching this, shout out to you, bro. This brother plays the violin. He was doing some stuff with the violin, man, Jimi Hendrix was doing with the guitar. So I'm like, damn. The next Stevie Wonder is out there. Damien Escobar is out there. But when we find them, what we gonna do with them? We gotta bring him in an environment where he can get his stuff global, get the video shot, get the stuff recorded, all right, and get him paid. Then set up health insurance and a retirement plan for him, so our starving artists, which they are, don't have to suffer. How the hell people making billions of dollars in the music industry and we still got starving artists when all the goddamn talent come from us? You understand what I'm saying? And that's a very real dynamic, man.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I don't know how much you follow Dame and Dash, but he's been doing a lot of public interviews and different things, talking about the working class and what he thinks about economics and entrepreneurship. He's now pretty much like a life coach for black entrepreneurs and different things like that. What do you feel about, I don't know if you follow him much, but what do you feel about what he does and what he promotes?
I don't necessarily follow individuals like that, but brothers like him, Jamal, Lord Jamal,
right,
all these kind of brothers that speak to that particular subject matter, they always get my attention. I don't care if somebody send me the link or whatever, and I always want to go in depth into what they're doing. You understand what I'm saying? And hell, it made me follow him because I had to see what his next moves were. Right. And you're right. These young brothers need a life coach, because that brother has experience in the music industry. He's been at the top. He's had some failures, but that's what makes us men. You understand what I'm saying? That's what makes us qualified to be a life coach. And life is living in fear of extinction. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to understand, or expiring. So we have to understand these particular dynamics and pull from what Dame Dash had to offer. The music is playing. I got to get in here. This is Professor Griff.
Yes.
Thank you, Brother Rich. Thank you, my good brother. I really appreciate you. I'm going to go in here and do this code of conduct thing, and we're going to make some things happen. I'm going to see y'all in a minute. 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. Check it out. Check out in January, Serious Minds Radio on Blog Talk. What else?
You based out of Atlanta.
I'm out of the ATL, but with Serious Minds, I'm going to be traveling around the country on the move with this Millennium thing. All right? I got King Simon is calling me. I got to go. Peace, y'all.
Peace.